Hey everybody, Derek here to bring you another video for Fear the Walking Dead Season 2. And what this video is going to be doing is predicting what I think is going to happen in the second episode of Fear the Walking Dead, called We All Fall Down. If you are not caught up with Season 2 of Fear the Walking Dead and you do not want to be spoiled in any way, then I would exit the video now and come back later, because otherwise you will be spoiled. Okay, so when we last left off on Fear the Walking Dead, the group had run into a boat that had been wrecked, and unfortunately the people that did it were actually people. You know, people attacked the boat, shot holes in it, killed the people that were on board, and those people became walkers. And the group was wondering exactly what was going on. And what ends up happening is the group ends up going back onto the yacht, and Strand basically informs them that, hey, the boat seems to be coming back this way. We need to get out of Dodge. So it basically ends with that cliffhanger, having us wondering what is going to happen. Now, the second season's promo for the second episode really didn't show much of what was going to necessarily happen in this upcoming episode. It seemed to be like one of those trailers that said, hey, here's what's going to happen on Season 2. And I think that a lot of those scenes are just going to be spread out over the course of a few episodes. So while I think some of the things in the trailer are going to happen, others might not. And here's what the synopsis said for the second episode. It says the following: our group seeks shelter with a survivalist family. Madison tries to uncover the family's true motives. Salazar works to uncover Strand's intentions. And what we see in the sneak peeks on Fear the Walking Dead's second episode, there are two of them. One of them consists of Daniel, Salazar, and Strand being on the yacht, and I think everybody else goes out onto shore. And on the yacht, we see that Daniel, Salazar is continuing to try to learn more about Strand. Like Madison, Strand is not very trustworthy in Daniel's eyes. He doesn't really trust him either, and a lot of the group members are very skeptical about Strand. Exactly who is this guy? Does he have other intentions that are going to hurt the group? Or is he just, maybe just overly cautious? And I think that we're going to find out along the way really what Strand's motives are. And part of me wonders exactly how the group gets to this, this family. Exactly where did they find these people? And I have an idea about that. I could think of one of two theories. One of which is that maybe Strand knows these people. I think it's very possible that Strand maybe has an idea about some other people that might be alive and wants to check it out. The other possibility that I was thinking about is, if you remember in the trailer, at the end of the episode for episode 1, when Nick went inside of the yacht that was, shot up and was in the water, we saw that he took the yacht log, which I don't exactly know what it means, but I think that it might indicate who owns the yacht, everything about it. And I think that it might be that the group sees this and maybe wants to go investigate who this boat belongs to. Maybe these individuals had family members on this yacht that they're dead now, or maybe they want to find out a little bit more about these people. So that might be how they end up finding out about these individuals, because there's other scenes where when everybody gets onto the shore, we see a bunch of walkers on the beach. And part of me thinks that they're going to run into them later. But I think what's going to happen is that the group, as night falls, they're going to end up going to shore, and I think that they're going to go out and they're going to try to find this family. And exactly who this is going to consist of, I'm not sure. One thing that we noticed from one of the earlier trailers in the season is there was this older gentleman. He was wearing glasses. He's got like a white kind of coated goatee. And he basically says to Travis something along the lines of, this is the way that the world, fixes itself. The world just couldn't handle it anymore. And so it fought back, and that being the walkers. And part of me thinks that it might be this guy, that he might be one of the people that lives at this house. The other possibility is that it is some of the people that we are seeing in the season 2 trailers, because there are other group members that are seen on the yacht. Now, whether they're friend or whether they're foe is hard to say, but I get the feeling that they were not invited onto the yacht in the first place. Now, whether these individuals were out on the water first and end up attacking the boat that way, or whether they're part of the family that's on the shore, we're not sure at all. But I think that what's really going to be happening with this episode is the group's going to end up going to the shore. I think it's going to be nighttime by the time they get there. They're going to meet this family who, seems to know exactly what's going on, seems to know how they're going to survive it. And I think that Madison is going to be very skeptical, because it says here that she tries to uncover the family's true motives. I think that a lot of what's going to happen in this episode is really the group's first interaction with other people and seeing how negative that can sometimes be, that you really don't want to get involved with other people all of the time. And it may just be that these family members are going to try to kill them because they're a threat. It may be that Strand, again, knows these people. He goes there, he drops them off, and then something bad happens. Or the other thing is, you may find out that the boat that was shot down out in the water, that it may not have actually been the victim. Maybe it was the aggressor. Part of me wonders if this boat is connected with this family. Again, because Nick took the yacht log, and I think that the yacht log would state who exactly this boat would belong to, and I think the group might start there first. Maybe think, oh, these might be good people. Maybe they have supplies. Maybe they can give us some information, help. Maybe we can help them, something like that. But we may come to find out that they were the ones that were doing terrible things. Maybe this is how they survive, because they seem to live close to the shore, maybe, and maybe they take their boat out there and they, try to get fish. But if people are out there, they're going to take their supplies. It's hard to say. But I think that what this episode is really going to be focusing on is the group running into some people that may not necessarily be the nicest of people and trying to figure out what's going to happen from there. And I think that might end up leading up to the group running into some people out on the water. I don't think they're going to run into people first and then go to this house. I think, honestly, they're not going to run out into people out on the water. I think they're going to go right to the shore. There's not going to be much happening at the beginning except for them getting there. And then I think when they get there, they're going to have their, experience, get back out on the yacht. And then from there, either people from that house are going to survive and they are the ones that actually come out onto the boat, or then they're going to run out to the other people out on the boat, and maybe that links those two groups together. Again, the trailer shows a lot of different, supporting characters, but we don't really know who they are. We don't have any curious, I'm curious to find out who they are, but we have no idea who these people are, whether they're friends, whether they're enemies. And again, is this maybe Jack? The guy that Alicia was talking to, that's obviously a possibility there. Maybe Jack is somehow connected with this house. A lot of questions about what the plot is going to be, and I think it's going to be a very interesting episode as we try to figure that out. Now, with Daniel Salazar and Strand being out on the yacht, what I think is really going to be happening is the two of them, they may end up having their own problems as well. Again, maybe these people do come onto the boat during this episode, and when the group gets back, they get ambushed. It's hard to say, because we do see scenes in the season 2 trailer of other people being on the boat, Travis getting knocked out at one point, the group members deciding, are they going to kill somebody, are they not? Madison telling Strand, look, you are not the, the person that makes these decisions, telling Daniel Salazar not to shoot somebody. And I think that might happen in the third episode. I don't think it's going to happen in this episode, but I may be wrong. You know, they may be moving faster than I think. They may not have as much involved. But I think that with Salazar and Strand, what you're going to see is really a battle of wits almost, you know, trying to figure the other one out. And I think that you might find a little bit more out about Strand, and maybe, you know, his actions might indicate that he could be more trustworthy, or maybe Strand's actions are going to, you know, make him even more mysterious or make Daniel Salazar more cautious, because he notes that Strand does not mention Abigail as his boat, that he says it's a boat, that's Strand's words, and Salazar's a little curious about that, but I think that it really goes to who Strand's character really is, and I'm going to explain that a little bit in a separate video. But I think the two of them might run out into some trouble out on the water, and it may be that they have to go to shore as well, or the two groups are just going to meet back up in the same place. Or again, I think they might dock somewhere, and maybe that's where people end up getting on the boat and, you know, attacking, and maybe that might lead to some of the events in the future episodes that are indicated in the trailer. So let me know what you guys think. Do you think that I'm on the right track? Is there something I'm not considering? What do you think might happen in the next episode? Let me know. Feel free to subscribe. I do have more videos coming. And if you have any suggestions for future videos that you would like to see, don't be afraid to suggest them. Have a very wonderful evening, and thank you very much for watching.